Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, I'm Sarah Jane Case, and I help people to find that perfect balance for them between self-care and productivity so they feel really good about how they spend their time. Today, we are going to plan my month. We're going to plan the month of February out. We are going to do that with my bullet journal, and then I'm going to update my big task board. And then we, as a company, for the next 2 weeks, are kind of test driving a new program called Airtable. And so that means as I plan out my content for YouTube, podcast, Instagram, I'm going to try and do like my upcoming ads, sponsorships, and speaking engagements, and organize those in Airtable. So we will explore that together today and see how that looks. Normally I do that in iCal, and then we have like Excel spreadsheets for the podcast and for YouTube, but we're gonna try and put all of that into Airtable and see how it feels and see if we like it. So we'll do that together today as well. So let's get started with the bullet journal. I will kind of do a voiceover for that element, and then we will jump right into updating the big whiteboard on the wall. The book that I am using today was actually sent to me in a press kit for a book called Fair Play. So I can't tell you where I got that, but normally I use the Whiteboard books and I love them. But the pens that I'm using the Sharpie felt tip pen and I love it, and I'm using the mid-liner brush marker. It has a fine tip point at the end, which is what I'm using right now, and then a brush point on the other side. The color that I chose for February, I'm honestly not crazy about. I think it's a little bit childlike for what I was going for, but we're just gonna roll with it. It's what I have here, and the rest of them are at home, so we're gonna rock this light blue. I saw a tea bag set up on Pinterest that I really liked, that had like a quote in the center, so I'm trying to replicate that as best I can, and I'm just putting a quote in the middle that says, "Every day can be your day if you just think it is," or something like that. And then I really wanted to keep it simple. I've enjoyed very, very simple layouts lately. I just want more so to focus on the content of my bullet journal than to focus on the aesthetics. And so I'm just going with a simple cursive kind of font and a line of my marker through it. So I'm just doing my title page and drawing out February and kind of thickening some of those lines a little bit so it feels a little bit more fancy. And then the next spread that I'm working on is my calendar. So I'm just counting out the dots of how many dots I need to go down and how many dots I need to go across to get a full calendar in. For me, that was 4 dots down, 3 dots across. And so I'm just drawing that out. I just added the calendar back in January. I don't really do like my day planning and stuff in here, but I actually have been using it to put special days or special events. Like I got a really exciting email with a really exciting offer one day in January, and so I got to write that in. I wrote in my birthday, things like that. So I'm just using it as kind of a place to keep track of special things that happen during the month, more so than like actually keeping track of what I'm doing or what I need to do. And at the bottom, I put a quote. It's not the exact quote, I just did this from memory, but it's "Whatever souls are made of, yours and mine are the same." Because it is February and it's kind of a romantic month, that's a quote that I always think about with Obi. When we fell in love, it kind of just felt like, I don't know how I haven't always been a part of you and how you haven't always been a part of me. So that quote really stands out. And then I'm coloring out the days or the boxes that are not actual days in February. So the 31st of January I'm coloring in, and then the rest of that box I'm just coloring in with my marker. And then usually what I do throughout the month is, as the day goes by, I color in the number of that day, and that feels like it fills out the whole page with color in a way that I like. The next spread I'm working on is my feeling spread. This is where I just write how I'm feeling the first day of the month, and then I come back on the last day of the month and write out how I'm feeling there as well. I'm just doing like a simple geometrical kind of spread, a little triangle, the circle, and a little bit of color highlight there. keeping it very, very simple. And the next spread is my bucket list. I'm doing this kind of like a sunshine grid type thing where I'm doing kind of my semicircle and then I'm drawing out rays of sunshine from there. And I'm doing 10 rays, and then I'll put in the bucket list from our Brave Collective bucket list for the month of February. I will write each of those into a single ray, and then as I do them, I will color it in. So eventually, I don't know if I'm just gonna highlight the actual task that I do, or if I'm gonna highlight the whole sun ray. But eventually that'll be colored in as I do the bucket list items. And then the next spread is just simply my daily spread. Right now I'm enjoying just a simple spread of keeping the title at the top. I'm reading the daily Stoic every day, and I kind of take time to reflect on that. And then I pull an oracle card every day, and so I'm putting some space there to reflect on that as well. And then down below, I'm putting a spot for my 10 good things list. If you haven't already watched my gratitude, like a new way to do gratitude, it goes into what a 10 good things list is. So you should go check out that video. But there's just a place for me to put that there. And then I always leave 3 blank pages. And that's where I just do my morning journaling. And then I've started a new thing, which is at the end of the day, I have a spread that just says today. And I write down every single thing that happened that day that I can think of, or anything that's on my mind, or anything I still need to process. And that has been one of my favorite things. I do it right before I go to bed, and it just takes all of the stress out of my mind, and it takes out like the record keeping that I usually feel like I have to do a little bit of in the morning. And then my morning journal can just be much more emotive and thoughtful and all of that. I don't feel like I have to write down everything that I did that week. So again, just a little flip through of what we did. The opening spread, then we have our calendar and our feelings page, bucket list, and then we go into the daily. All right, now let's talk about the whiteboard. So this is, you'll see I'm kind of walking up to last month's list, and I'm just kind of going task by task, deleting, erasing the tasks for last month, and then going in and replacing them with the tasks from this coming month. And we'll fast forward through this piece a little bit, but it's just, this is where like literally everything that I have to do in a given month is on this board. So like this is my master list of everything. And then at the end of every week, I pull from that board and put it into my weekly tasks. So I do my weekly planning. So the whiteboard is done, and I'm going to dive into Airtable. I've looked at it a bit already. Here's what I like. I like that it's kind of like, it lets me connect it to my team. So basically like I can create, like for YouTube, right? I have like the things I have to do for YouTube video, and then I send it off to Jenny and she does her things. And so then I can kind of assign it to Jenny via Airtable, which is cool. Like I can move it from like a project that has like all of the information. So like every video I have to like fill out, it needs a title, it needs a thumbnail title, it needs tags that we're gonna do, the description, all of that kind of stuff. I fill all of that out, film the video, upload it to Drive, and then take the thumbnail photo, and then I send it to Jenny, and she fills out the rest of the form, and she does like, she edits, she uploads it to YouTube, she puts in all the tags, she puts the end card in, all of that, and then she makes the thumbnail. So basically she has to fill out the form as well, so then I can just drag the form over to her, and then it notifies her in Slack that it's been moved over there. So it kind of really simplifies that process for us. So I think it's gonna work for the YouTube tracker, but I'm hoping it will work for like content prep and stuff like that, because like if I go ahead and lay out all of the content for February on Instagram in there, then Jenny has access to it, I have access to it as well, and then same thing with podcasts, speaking engagements, all of that. So fingers crossed that it will work for me. We'll find out right now. peek into my Airtable. So I've just set up a YouTube tracker, Instagram, podcast, speaking engagements, and sponsored content. Here is what I'm doing so far. This is very rough. So these are all of the videos that I need to, like I already have planned. This is one I'm filming right now. Once this is filmed and I've done all of my stuff that I need to do, I will move this over to Jenny, and then it'll be in her task board, that's really cool. Okay, so then that's YouTube. And then I have Instagram. What I have here is all of the Instagram posts for the month of February. And then I'll move over, so let's say the next week I need to do this post. I'll have a roundup to do. I'll have this one, and this one to do. And so then these are in my like form, and then I can pass them on to Jenny here if she wants to design them. And then once they're ready to publish, I can put them here as well. And I also have this by calendar, so I can look at it on the calendar, and I can look at it as a gallery if I want to, and just see all the images that are up. So that's pretty cool. And then this also has like dates to remember. So like if I need to remember a holiday is coming up or something like that. Let's look at podcast. So right now the way I've done it is I have all the podcasts coming up for the month of February. This means, okay, this is the next one for me to write. These, obviously there's none in here, but this would be what ready to record, if I have any ads to record. And then the ones that are ready to edit are here. And then once they're done, they're edited, they can go ready to upload. And then once they're uploaded, they're complete. And once Obi is trained to edit, I'll be able to assign these to him. So once I'm done, I can assign it to him, and it'll notify him in Slack that they are ready to go. All right, let's look at speaking engagements. I have 2 speaking engagements coming up, and this just kind of talks about what they are, where they are, and then I can put any details here. I'm not going to go into this side because there's some kind of private information there, but there I can put like my rates and all of that kind of stuff there. Then I do the same thing with sponsored content. I have like the 3 current running content. It shows like where we're at in the process, what I've included, the day it starts, the day it ends, and then rates and things like that as well. So I really think I'm gonna love this. I am a very slow adapter for new technology. It's not my thing, not my favorite thing at all. But I'm really getting into this. I think it's going to take a lot of, right now I'm using Trello, Google Sheets, Slack, what else? And Trello. Did I say that? Trello, Google Sheets, Slack, iCal. Oh, and Typeform to collect podcast guest questions. This might be able to do all of the things that I'm doing in those 4 apps, and I might be able to just simplify that whole process with Airtable. Yeah, that feels amazing to me. So that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna try it for the next 2 weeks. If we love it, we'll keep going. If we don't, we'll stop. But so far I'm still using the free version, so I might not even have to ever pay for it, which is great. So that's that. That's my plan with me for the month. So we've gone through the bullet journal, we've done the task board up here, and we went into Airtable and kind of planned out the content for the next coming month. All I have left to do is I'm going to update my physical planner and my physical calendar, but that's not very video worthy, honestly. It's just pulling the things that I've already done and putting them on paper. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.